Good morning. We're just going to give a moment to clear the waiting room. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board. Just give another moment to make sure that the waiting room is cleared and everyone has connected to audio. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the licensing board, and today I am joined by my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Kiana Saxon and Commissioner Liam Curran.
Thank you. And as one piece of housekeeping before I review procedures for today, due to a scheduling conflict, this week's voting hearing will be held later today, this afternoon at 2:15 p.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. As a reminder, once again, please mute yourself unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following the questions, there will be testimony beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. And one more piece of housekeeping about this morning's agenda. Item number 12, Getir Mass LLC has requested a deferral from this morning's hearing for further community process. So if anyone is here to testify on that item, that will be continued to February 15th, which is 2 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today, sorry. No, 3 weeks, yes, sorry. Okay, calling item number 1 on this morning's agenda, Matsunori Inc., doing business as Matsunori Hand Roll Bar, located at 900 Beacon Street. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above in one room on the first floor with kitchen and storage in rear. Manager Ki Seok Kim, hours of operation 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Do we have anybody with us this morning on behalf of Matsunori Hand Roll? Thank you. We will take a second call. Calling item number 2, Wagamama Boston 1 LLC, doing business as Wagamama, located at 800 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Randy Hill to Daniel Emeka Muforo. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty. I see him with us.
I kind of forgot that part of it. Sorry about that.
Good morning.
Good morning again. Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant. With me this morning is Mr. Muforo, who's with us. He has extensive background in the food and beverage industry, including at Wagamama, King's, and other locations in and out of Massachusetts. He is a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident, and we're certainly happy to take any of your questions this morning.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. I don't see Mr. Muforo on my screen.
He said Prudential Center on it.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Daniel, unmute yourself, please.
Good morning.
There you go.
Morning. Thank you for joining us. Attorney Quilty outlined most of the questions that we ask everyone who appears before us as manager of record for this type of license. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol? You're on mute.
You have to answer, Daniel.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Muforo. And just a couple more questions. I know your attorney said you're a resident of the Commonwealth. Where do you live?
I live over 68 Maple Street in Newton, Massachusetts.
Okay, and your experience is that you have worked at Wagamama before? Is that what your experience is in the industry?
Correct. I'm still with Wagamama and I've been in the industry since 1998, serving other establishments.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions for you this morning. I'm going to ask Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran if they have any questions.
No questions from me, thank you.
Nothing further from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 3, Wagamama Boston 1 LLC, doing business as Wagamama, located at 200 to 299 Faneuil Hall Marketplace. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Hector Tovar to Andrea Petrascu. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty representing the licensee. With me is Ms. Petrescu, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. She too is a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident, and she has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry. And as before, we're happy to take any of your questions.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. Thank you for joining us. Ms. Petrescu, where do you live in Massachusetts?
Good morning. I live in Malden, Massachusetts.
Thank you. And what is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
For about 23 years, I've run multiple concepts, opened multiple concepts, work with food and beverage. Even previous to Wagamama, I have a year in Wagamama in my tenure, and yeah, that's pretty much where I am. Pretty familiar with everything, the laws and regulations around alcohol and everything else.
Okay, so thank you for covering that as well. I just want to make sure we get it all on the record. Are you also familiar with the rules and regulations of this board?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I don't have any further questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you?
And for me, thank you.
Nothing further from me, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? None, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Mr. Green, I just had a question. Was it number 12 that was taken off the list? I just didn't hear the number.
Yes, number 12 is taken off the list for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Calling item number 4, Bento Express Inc., doing business as Finn Sushi and Grill, located at 62 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular restricted 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Finn Sushi and Grill to BBQ Chicken. Attorney Wei Jia. Attorney Jia.
I think he's frozen, or I definitely know he's on
Frozen
mute.
right now. Yep, we can take a second call on this one as well and hope that he can rejoin at that time. Calling item number 5, California Pizza Kitchen Inc., doing business as California Pizza Kitchen, located at 800 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, I'm Crystal Brown. I'm here present for California Pizza Kitchen.
Great, thank you, Ms. Brown. If you could just briefly outline the changes you're proposing to the board.
We are proposing to change officers. Mr. Robert Webster resigned in December of 2021 and was replaced by Ms. Ashley Sheets in April of 2022. We also would like to remove Mr. Judd Tiernauer as the Executive Vice President and CFO. He was removed on April 18th, replaced by I think his name is Harsh Vardhan Chowdhury, and he was replaced on October 25th. Also would like to remove Mr. James Hyatt as CEO as of April 19th and replaced by Mr. Jeff Warren as CEO, President, and Director on October 13th. And those things are outlined in the secretary's certificate of changes.
Thank you very much. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Thank you for explaining that. Other than those changes that you just described, are there any operational changes for California Pizza Kitchen here?
No, ma'am, no other changes have taken place.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank
Dave, do you
you.
want to try to go back to number 4? It looks like he's rejoined us.
Yeah, let me just ask really quickly, Attorney Ja, are you with us and
Well-
able to present at this time? Looks like you're kind of in transit right now.
Oh, he's on mute. All right, we can wait. Maybe that might have been my bad, but he's on mute.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
Yeah,
we will-
sorry about that.
No
wait
worries.
till he gets-
We'll take a second call
Looks
after.
like
we
he's
get-
crossing the street anyway, so.
Okay, calling item number 6, Regal Cinemas, Inc., doing business as Regal Fenway Stadium at 13, located at 201 Brookline Ave, holder of a common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officer, director, LLC manager. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
This is Nathan Gallatin. I'm a compliance specialist at Regal Cinemas.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Gallatin. If you could just briefly outline the changes you're proposing to the board.
We have Vincent Flusco has resigned, and as a result of the change, Tal Saudry has been appointed as the president, CEO, treasurer, and director of Interstate Theaters Corporation. Regal Cinemas falls under that.
Thank you, Chairwoman Joyce. Any questions?
Other than what you've described, are there any operational changes here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
None for me, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Calling item number 7, Alston BBQ LLC, doing business as BBQ Chicken, located at 182 Harvard Ave. Holder of a common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned for a change of officer, director, LLC manager, and secondly, has petitioned for a change in ownership and stock interest. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Mr. Green, Madam Chairman and the board. My name is Chung Lee. I'm counsel for Alston BBQ LLC. With us on this call should be Mr. Tao Chen, who was the liquor license manager and will remain the liquor license manager. Mr. Cho, the previous LLC manager, has chosen to go to greener pastures, so he's going to be selling his entirety of his interest in the equity interest in Alston BBQ LLC to Mr. Tao Chen, who will now become the primary stockholder of the corporation. No operational changes are expected at this moment. Everything, including the employees, tip certification, everything remains the same. Mr. Chen has been working with Alston BBQ at 182 Harvard Avenue, Alston, since 2018, 2019. He is a resident of Massachusetts. He lives currently in Alston, Massachusetts. He is also involved extensively in a current restaurant over in Boston, Massachusetts, Great Taste Bakery and Restaurant. So he has extensive experience and knowledge in the operations of a restaurant with liquor service. He well understands the rules and regulations of this board and the ABCC, and he's willing to abide by that. We'll entertain any questions of the board or any other members of the public. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Attorney Lee. Chairwoman Joyce, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Just want to clarify, is there a manager record change or no? Same manager record, okay. All right,
There is no change.
I have no questions. Thank you for explaining that. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
No questions for me, thank you.
No questions from me either, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 8, 30 Fleet Street Corporation doing business as La Suma, located at 30 Fleet Street. Holder of a common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned for a change of officer, director, LLC manager. Secondly, has petitioned for a change in stock interest, and lastly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Barbara Sullivan to Sharon Sullivan. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, members of the board. Attorney Michael Brangwin, on behalf of the applicant. With me today is Sharon Sullivan, who is the new proposed manager of record. We've applied for a change of officers and directors, a change in stock interest, and a change of manager. 30 Fleet Street Corporation, DBA La Suma, is the applicant operating at 30 Fleet Street. The new proposed officers and directors and shareholders are Lawrence Sullivan and Loriana Felici. I guess I should start with the reason that we're here was because the former owner and president, director, treasurer, Barbara Sullivan, 100% owner, she has passed away, and her children, Larry and Loriana, have inherited her interest, 50-50 interest in the business. We're also seeking to remove Marianne Bruno, who is no longer serving as the treasurer of the corporation. We've submitted the paperwork to appoint Larry and Loriana as officers and directors, and to have Sharon Sullivan serve as the manager of record. Sharon is Barbara's daughter. Daughter-in-law. And she has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry. She's actually worked at La Suma since 2002 and really has served in a managerial role for many years. She is a resident of Massachusetts, a citizen of the United States, and she is familiar with the laws and regulations concerning the sale of alcoholic beverages, both from the Boston Licensing Board and the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission. So we're happy to answer any questions. There are no operational changes that will occur as a result of this change. It's strictly a change in ownership, but the only thing that's going to change on the ground is that Barbara will now formally be serving as the manager of record. So we're happy to answer any questions. We ask that the board approve our application.
Thank you. And it's Sharon who will be manager of record, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sharon.
And Sharon, where do you live?
I live in Peabody, Mass.
Okay. Thank you. I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
None for me, thank you.
Nothing further from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you, members of the board.
Calling item number 9, Boston Hospitality Partners LLC, located at 1 Franklin Street. Holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Millennium Tower Trust at the same location. Mark Malatesta, manager. Secondly, has petitioned for approval of a management agreement between the Millennium Tower Trust and CMG MT Operator LLC. And lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license to the Bank of Canton. Attorney Andrew Upton. Attorney Upton.
Good morning, everyone. Andrew Upton for the applicant.
Morning.
With me is Mark Malatesta, the proposed manager of record. The Millennium Tower has a private restaurant with a club license. It was previously run by the Boston Hospitality Group. Millennium Tower is no longer using Boston Hospitality and wants to buy their license and then enter into a management agreement with CMG, a restaurant operations group who handles Marielle and Yvonne's, among others. Mark Malatesta is a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident. He's previously approved by this board. He has extensive experience in the industry. He's been working with CMG since 2010. So there will be really no changes in the floor plan or the hours or any aspect of operation. This restaurant club is on an upper floor of Millennium Tower. It's not open to the public. And we are also asking for a pledge of the license because Millennium is borrowing the money from Bank of Canton to buy this license. And with that, we're glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Upton. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Malatesta. So it's only open to residents. Can residents bring guests, or it's just for residents only?
I believe they can bring guests.
Okay. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Currently, I am the manager of record on the license there. We currently are already opening this. We are open, we run it. There is no change besides ownership on the back end.
Okay.
No change in concept, no change in staff, no change in operations.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran.
No questions for me. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 10, KHRG Boston Hotel LLC, doing business as Better Swords Social Club located at 90 Tremont Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to EAHG Boston 2 TRS LLC, doing business as the Hotel, aka Boston Common, at the same location. Robert Rivers, manager. Lastly, has petitioned for an approval of a management agreement between EAHG Boston 2 TRS LLC and Franklin Hospitality Management LLC. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Tyler Hensler from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the applicant EAHG Boston 2 TRS LLC. The applicant is seeking to transfer the license at the same 90 Tremont Street location and apply for a management agreement for a related management company. Here with me today is the proposed manager of record, Robert Rivers. The Kimpton 90 Hotel is being purchased by Electra America Hospitality Group. Electra was recently before you, you'll recall, for the purchase of the Lowe's Hotel in Back Bay, and has the same upper tier ownership approved by both you and the ABCC. There will be no operational changes to any aspect of the hotel or restaurant. However, they are changing the DBA to Hotel, aka Boston Common. Franklin Hospitality Management LLC will manage the property with respect to the food and beverage operations. The management company is owned by related principals of the property owner. And finally, the proposed manager of record is Robert Rivers. He's a U.S. citizen, Mass resident, and familiar with the rules and regulations of the Commonwealth related to the service and sale of alcohol. As Robert has worked as a general manager for other major hotel groups for over 30 years. We're happy to answer any additional questions, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Attorney Hensler. Mr. Rivers, are you already approved as a manager of record by this board?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you for joining us today.
Nice to see you again.
I have no other questions at this time. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you?
None for me. Thank you.
No questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 11, Cummins Highway Liquor Group, Inc., doing business as Crest Liquors located at 643 Cummins Highway in Mattapan. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to SDK Liquors Corp., doing business as Crest Liquors at the same location. Darshan Kumar Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. And lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Newburyport Bank. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning. My name is Gregory DeMarcus. I'm an attorney in Lynn. I represent the applicant, and with me today is the proposed manager, Darshan Kumar Patel. He and two other individuals, Samir Kumar Patel and Kushan Patel, have set up a corporation known as SDK Corp. To purchase the business known as Crest Liquors at 643 Cummins Highway. They are also going to purchase the real estate at which the business is located. Darshan Kumar Patel will be the manager. He's a U.S. citizen, a resident of Massachusetts. He's TIPS certified. He's worked in liquor stores for the last 8 years. and he's familiar with the rules and regulations of the city of Boston and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. They are borrowing money from Newburyport Bank. They're borrowing 2 loans. So we're requesting a pledge of the license and a pledge of the inventory with them, period. Also, I noticed that one of the other shareholders, Kushan Patel, is with us today as well. He has an interest in another store. These are very experienced operators. They'll do a good job, and we ask that the court grant the petition. If there's any questions, we'll answer whatever you have.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you to the Patels for joining us today. I think you covered all the questions I have. Commissioner Saxon and Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
None for me, thank you.
Not for me either. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information. We had the applicant reach out to a couple of different civic associations that technically don't cover this portion of Mattapan. We did hear from one community member who just asked that the applicant work on making sure that customers are not double parking. There's going to be a financial literacy center that's going to be opening up in the vicinity, and there's been problems previously with the previous owners. So the community just asked that the business owner just continue to work and be a good neighbor. With that, we defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
As stated at the
Thank you.
beginning of this hearing, item number 12 will be continued for further community process. It will be heard on the Wednesday, February 15th transactional hearing. That is 3 weeks from today. And item number 13 has been previously approved by this board and is only on the agenda to correct a defect in notice that went out. We'll now take second call for those items that were missed on the first time around. Has anyone joined us on behalf of Matsunori Handroll, item number 1? Great. Thank you. Let me read it back into the record. I will ask you to unmute in the meantime. Item number 1, Matsunori Inc., doing business as Matsunori Handroll Bar located at 900 Beacon Street, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above in one room on the first floor with kitchen and storage in rear. Manager Kisa Kim, hours of operation 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
It's me, sir. I'm the Kisa Kim.
Great, thank you very much. If you could just please briefly present your proposal to the board.
We just recently opened a new restaurant from the scratch, and we call it Matsunori Handroll Bar, which is Japanese kind of type of sushi. Basically, sushi go on top of the seaweed, and then we serve them to the like we rolled it and then send it serve to customers. And then we currently don't have any liquor license, so we don't serve liquor, and then we don't have any staff, enough staff, so we don't do any delivery and then any to go, not yet. Only dine-in service, and then we're not fully open, just opening, running as a self-opening until we get full staffs. That's it, sir.
Thank you very much. Chairman Joyce, do you have any questions for the applicant?
I don't have any questions this time. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Carl?
None for me, thank you.
No questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Maggie Van Scoy from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, our office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. We held an abutters meeting for this application and also sent them to the Audubon Circle Neighborhood Association, who is not opposed to this application with the provisos that deliveries happen in daylight hours at the rear of the building and that delivery services are not offered. At this time, our office is not aware of any opposition to this application.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kim.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And returning to item number 4, I see we are joined by Attorney Ja. Item number 4, Bento Express Inc., doing business as Finn Sushi and Grill located at 62 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victualler restricted 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Finn's Sushi and Grill to BBQ Chicken. Attorney Wei Ja. Attorney Ja.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you for the second call, this opportunity. I have a Patrick from the restaurant, I believe he's also there. This is a simple application change of a DBA name from Things Sushi and Grill to barbecue chicken. So that's the only thing before the board, and we are happy to answer any questions if the board has.
Thank you, attorney. Just to confirm for the record, there are no operational changes here, just a change in concept and name.
There's no change on the aspect of the operation, correct?
Thank you. I don't have any questions, Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran.
None for me, thank you.
No questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. And thank you for joining us, Attorney Jha.
Thank you.
Those are all of the items before the board today. That will conclude this hearing. And once again, the board will meet to vote this afternoon at 2:15 p.m. Thank you, everybody.